G'day guys, Mark here, welcome to the channel. As you can see, we're still at work. Something has been bothering me. This thing. So what we're fixing to do is try making our own comp style chassis. So what we've done here is we've kind of done a few measurements, roughed out a very rough plan of what we're going to do. So I'll bring you over here and give you a look. I know that this looks an absolute mess of lines at the moment. Basically you've got a wheel center and a wheel center. So we're going with a 10mm slope on the base. This is where our shock has to mount to and front. So like I said, this is just a very rough plan to just basically cut out our first piece and start shaping it, because we've got to put our ESC and receiver somewhere and the battery. So basically at this point your ESC and receiver is going to tuck into this little space in here, and then your battery is going to slot perfectly into that space there, leaving gearbox, motor and everything in here. Let's give it a go and rough it out and see how we go. Sorry about that guys, bad news. But anyway, back to what we were doing. Alright, here's our materials here. We've got 8mm polycarbonate. Yeah, supposed to be super tough. And we've got to start pulling the Capra down to see what other measurements and little surprises we might have, like there's going to be a dig servo in there, and yeah, just see what then we can possibly reduce through increments there. Let's get on with it, eh? Alright guys, we've got the Capra into a bit of a mess, productive mess, which is good. We've got our sheet of polycarbonate here, our wood template, so now we need some other measurements. So those holes are exactly 3mm to the center from that lip. And they are exactly 75.5mm apart. Righto, so we start cutting our first template and then see how we can try and reduce its height, whatever. We've got plenty of room to play with, so we're just going to go with like a square piece. Then we've got our template to work to our shape, so let's get into it. Hey guys, alright, I use a bit of an apology in this video. I started this video on Monday. Today's now Wednesday. On Monday I no sooner turned the camera on, got a phone call, got a bit of bad news. So yeah, I just turned the camera off and plodded through the job just to keep my mind occupied. And yeah, so anyway, this is where we're at. We've built our own custom chassis. So guess I'll bring the camera down here, probably be easier. So in a nutshell, it's made out of 8mm polycarbonate plastic. So it's decently heavy duty. We've drilled a lot of holes and stuff so that we can cut the weight down. We've gone with a 10mm drop from the rear of the skid to the front of the skid. So I've got to finish putting it back together, obviously, like put the ESC and receiver back in. But in a nutshell, this is how it works. We've gone with a full droop at the front and left springs on the shocks at the rear. these will come back over to here to plug back into the ESC. Just simply lift this up to get your battery in there. So there's your battery compartment there, and you can even kind of adjust it to slide it forward and keep it right onto that servo, or the back of that servo there. And you've still got enough room for your ESC and your receiver to go in here. So this plate in here is where they're going to mount. So I'll just get some double-sided tape and whack them in there. We'll get out the transmitter and we'll see if this thing's alive, and then maybe not tonight because it's getting towards 10 o'clock at night. I've got to go for a shower and go to bed. Possibly tomorrow afternoon after work we might get to do some preliminary testing on our course. So let's just see how that goes. So we'll wait until tomorrow afternoon anyway, guys, so you get to see it. Yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know whether this is an absolute fool's idea or whether this is going to work or not. There's two different cutouts, so the two side plates are slightly different because you've got your motor and gearbox on this side. We've had to cut it out a little bit differently and have the round cut out at the back just to allow for that motor there, whereas the other side's just a standard cutout. We will try and get some lights and stuff back onto it, but at this point, so the record before was 3 tyres the Capra could do. Now we don't have 3 tyres with us, but check this out. This is a drill case. This is nearly 200mm high. And our back wheel is still on the ground. So I would say at this point, it's goal achieved. Let's just see how it goes, eh? Alright guys, let's wait until testing tomorrow afternoon. Right guys, we didn't get to do any preliminary testing after work at the test course, so we're back at the cabin, and we've headed straight for some of the challenge rocks that this Capra failed on before, and we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to head straight for our first line now. Let's get into it. Never ever gotten over this hump with any car. So he's gonna do it. It's gonna be this. Oh, fail. Righto, let's go again. So look, the concept is there, but it's just not quite there yet. It needs some tweaking, obviously. And if we could cut down some top end weight too. No way. Yes! Oh wow, we actually did it. We actually got up that line. So all right, there you go. Thank God for that. It still needs tweaking, a lot of tweaking, but the concept is there. Thank you so much guys for tuning in and bearing with me, especially through that little bit of bad news earlier in this video. Peace out to the Legend crew. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next video.